Friday Football 85. Brought to you by Dean Patterson Mazda and Patterson Motors. By Waterbed Showcase, Altoona's only waterbed store in the Station Mall. And by Martin Oil Company, serving Central Pennsylvania the way they want to be served. Now here's TV 10 Sports Director Roger Weiland and Assistant Sports Director Jim Gregory.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 3 of High School Football 85. I'm Roger Weiland along with Jim Gregory. And, Jim, how did week 3 go for you?
It was fairly exciting. Some low-scoring games compared to last week. There were some high-scoring ones last week, but the defenses seemed to rise to the occasion tonight.
Earlier this week, we talked about the Hollidaysburg Central rivalry. It was heated up tonight. Excellent football game out in Roaring Spring. We'll have highlights and Sam Metzger on our show a little bit later on. And Northern Cambria and Bishop Guilfoyle, their Marauders remain unbeaten, but there's a bit of controversy in that game.
And, of course, we'll see exactly how that controversy came about.
Yes, indeed. But first, we want to update you on our TV 10 High School football poll, and we'll start in the Quad A on this Friday evening. The top 10 TV 10 high school football: Hollidaysburg, Phillipsburg, Bald Eagle area, Punxsutawney, and Indiana, the top 5 in the Quad A. 6 through 10 in the Quad A: State College, Bradford, the Mountain Lions, 1-1. This is, of course, not including this week's games. Du Bois and Huntington round out the Quad A. Jim?
Okay, and AAA also not including tonight's games. Forest Hills undefeated along with Bedford, United, and Brookville. We'll see if those teams are still undefeated in a few minutes. Central, number 5 at 1-1, followed by Tyrone in the 6th position. Penns Valley, Penn Cambria, Kane is number 9, and Ligonier Valley at 1-1. Roger, you have the AA.
I do indeed. Bishop Guilfoyle, as we'll show you in a minute, remained unbeaten. They are now 3-0. Ridgeway, Bellwood, Chestnut Ridge, and Northern Cambria round out the top 5 in our AA poll. Kish was 2-0 before tonight. Bishop McCourt, the Crimson Crushers, 1-0-1. West Branch, Purchase Line, and Blairsville rounding out the top 10. Jim, the Single A.
Finally, Single A, Johnsonburg. Are they still undefeated? We'll find out. They're number 1, followed by Northern Bedford, Bucktail, Myersdale, and Bishop Carroll. Some very good teams in that Single A poll, followed by Claysburg, Blacklick Valley. Number 8 is Homer Center. Number 9, Berlin Brothers Valley. And the Blue Pirates of Williamsburg are 1-1 going into tonight. They're number 10. Roger?
And now the District 6 standings. Hollidaysburg, Phillipsburg, Osceola tied for 1st. Indiana, Bald Eagle area 2nd and 3rd. Quad A?
In AAA, 4 teams in the top 3. Forest Hills is number 1, followed by Central, United, and Bald Eagle, or rather Tyrone, are tied for 3rd.
And there you see the AA. Bellwood, Northern Bedford, 2nd and 3rd. Kish and Bishop Guilfoyle tied for 1st in the AA. And the Single A, Jim?
Is Homer Center and Bucktail tied for 1st, followed by Blacklick Valley, number 2.
And now here are the fantastic plays from week number 2. We go back a week, and Bishop Guilfoyle's John Carey with a long completion to Kurt Schimminger. This set up a Bishop Guilfoyle touchdown. Do you folks remember this pass from senior quarterback Mark Stockley to senior tight end Mark Politis in the back of the end zone? At Du Bois a week ago, fullback Dave Schenkel breaks off a touchdown run of 20 yards, and not many teams run the option better than Punxsutawney. Here's a pretty good example of why. That was week 2. Let me get you updated on week number 3. We start off the show up the mountain at Barnesboro, where a Friday the 13th proved very unlucky for the Northern Cambria Colts, hosting the Marauders at Bishop Guilfoyle. Second half, backup quarterback Barry Zernick trying to go long. He's aiming for Scott McGuire. McGuire's not there, but Guilfoyle's John Carey is. Picks off the ball for an important turnover. It's important because 3 plays later, the Purple Gang goes 83 yards for the big score. Carey connects with tight end Joe Conrad, who outraces 3 Colts for the TD. The Colts were forced to go with backup quarterback Zernick because starting QB Bernie Zernick, his brother, and Marauder defensive back Kurt Schimminger were ejected in the second quarter for a fight. That had to have hurt the Colts more than it did the Marauders, as BG seemed to move at will into the Colt backfield. There goes John Carey to John Baker at the sideline. It ends up 21-6, and the Marauders stay unbeaten. Mr. McGolick, the head coach at Northern Cambria, was supposed to join us in the studio tonight. He is not here yet. Maybe he'll be later on. If not, tough loss for Northern Cambria. Big win for Bishop Guilfoyle.
BG's coming up with some big plays last week against Ligonier Valley, coming up a winner. And
they've done it the last couple of years. And again, we talked last week about the big quarterback in John Carey, the big arm and good receivers to throw to.
Big quarterbacks. There is one up at State College where the 1-1 Little Lions took on Lebanon. Home Town, alma mater of Sam Bowie. You remember him. Both offenses sputtered early. Gary Peters, the Cedars, steps in front of this Mark Sherburne aerial, returns it nicely to his own 31-yard line. That'll make our news director, Dave Hopkins, very happily. But Sherburne doesn't like INT, so he comes right back on the next play to intercept Dave Cantrell. Returns it to the Cedars' 21-yard line. Look out, our cameraman on the sideline there. On 1st and 10, Sherburne, the QB, goes 11 yards to Darren Farrell. Nice catch just inside the 10-yard line. Then watch Sherburne go through his fakes. Jody Gill, our cameraman, was not faked out, though. Jim Kiley carries it over for the first score of the game. SC leads 7-0. In the second quarter, first play of the quarter, the Cedars break the goose egg. Cantrell 17 yards to Kevin Shea. Nice crossing pattern, beating Farrell for a 7-7 score. But it's Lebanon coming out the victor in this one, 17-7 over State College. Other high school football scores in this Week 3. BG, a winner over Northern Cambria, 21-6. Lebanon, 17-7 over State College. And it's Bradford downing Franklin, 8-7. Punxsutawney demolishes St. Mary's, 31-6. DuBois, Indiana, play to a 14-all tie. Johnstown shuts out my Wildcats, 7-0. Other scores, Lewistown over Tyrone, 26-21. P.O. down in Kerwinsville, that's Phillipsburg Osceola, 7-0 there. And Bedford, 34-16 over Carrick.
And Jim, once again, the Altoona Mountain Lions played well for two quarters.
But of course, we know there are four
quarters. We'll show you highlights of the Altoona Mountain Lions against Erie Cathedral Prep and more when we come right back on Week 3.
This weekend, while you enjoy the special sights and sounds of the Keystone Country Festival, you can also enjoy special savings from Waterbed Showcase. Yes, Altoona's only waterbed store will be in the Lakemont Park Roller Rink September 7th and 8th with a full line of waterbeds and accessories, all at special festival savings. Sleep with Altoona's best Waterbed Showcase at the Keystone Country Festival this weekend only. Stop by and see them in the Roller Rink September 7th and 8th. Waterbed Showcase.
How do you feel behind the wheel of a car you bought from Dean Patterson?
I love to drive it. I want to be driving it all the time.
Proud to drive it.
I feel great. I feel like everyone's watching me.
I feel proud, definitely. I love the car. I feel important.
You feel Patterson proud.
When I'm out on the open road, it's indescribable. You have to just experience it for yourself.
There is a difference. We call it Patterson proud.
Martin Oil Company is unique in central Pennsylvania. Martin Oil serves your needs, delivering as little as 50 gallons or as much as a tank load of heating oil to your home, cleaning and adjusting your furnace for problem-free operation, giving you the service you deserve, the quality you can count on. So, look to Martin Oil, serving central Pennsylvania the way you want to be served for 20 years and just getting started.
You know, recently, I've become aware that the foods we buy and how they're prepared could affect our health. So that's why I'm participating in the American Heart Association's Food Festival. It's their way to focus our attention on better nutrition. For more information, call the American Heart Association. After all, eating wisely could lower your cholesterol level, and that's good.
The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
Welcome back to our show, everybody. You cannot play well for just 2 quarters and win big football games. That is exactly the reason why Altoona did not win tonight, losing to Erie Cathedral Prep at Mansion Park. The final score was 38-7. And let's look in on some of the highlights. Early on, the Mountain Lion defense was tough, and here they are going to hold Erie Cathedral Prep. The ball pops loose, the Mountain Lions recover, and Norm Saunders was having his trouble. That was the big back coming in from Erie Cathedral Prep. Chris Fusco had the passing game in gear. He goes to Ken Fisher, number 80, over the middle. The Mountain Lion defense, again, watch Brian Lesniak here, number 37, with a pretty good hit on Norm Saunders. Then the Mountain Lions again with that passing game, and Fusco will go to Bill Davis. This is a well-run pattern and perfectly thrown, nearly breaks it all the way. Get it down close, and then the play action here. Fusco to Huber. Excellent catch. It was 7-0 Altoona with 5:46 to go in the second quarter. but Erie Cathedral Prep came back, took a 12-7 lead at the half, and went on to win 38-7. Erie Cathedral over the Altoona Mountain Lion. Let's look at the scores. Erie Cathedral the victor there tonight, 38-7. Altoona now goes to 1-2. Montoursville 23-0 over Lock Haven. It was Blairsville shutting out Blacklick Valley 18-0. Southern Huntington rolled up 42 points against Williamsburg, 42-8 the final there. Bellwood won tonight, 44-20 over Chestnut Ridge, and Halifax over Kish by 10, 30-20. Jim?
Well, Altoona is still trying to figure out how to put 4 good quarters of football together. Central Cambria came up with 4 good quarters of football tonight. It was an all-Cambria County battle. Evansburg tonight. There wasn't much the Panthers could do in the face of a Devil defense that was hungry. Jim Reck, a one-man wrecking ball, picks off Alan Drug, who never really had the ball. The Devils recover the fumble. Very next time the Panthers had the ball, Reck does it again. This time, his victim, number 23, Mike Mazzacco. Good hit. And once again, the Devils recover. This time, they make the turnover count. 2 plays later, Ken Sakira passing to Bill Doika. He takes it in for the score. The Devils shut down the Penn Cambria Panthers by a final score of 20-8. And joining us in the studio now is first-year coach Ken Buzzard, coming from North Hunterton, New Jersey, bringing his coaching philosophy to Keystone Country. Coach, we were talking earlier, and you said that the win tonight was a little tougher than you thought. Can you maybe go on a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Penn Cambria has a good team. We had them down 6-0 at halftime, and they didn't quit. They come out, they hit us well, they executed some of the things well, and luckily our defense did a good job for us tonight.
If you have seen Coach Buzzard before, he's been on TV quite a bit this week, but it's good to come on as a winning coach tonight, and as a first-year coach, you're trying to instill a new philosophy with this team. It seems like at 2-1 your record stands now that the players seem to be taking to that philosophy fairly well.
Yeah, I think they are. We haven't really established a new philosophy because all of us as a coaching staff have coached under Coach Duranda, or with Coach Duranda for the past 5 years, and basically it's the same type of philosophy. It's just another guy taking control.
Now, what about the defense, allowing 8 points? Is that something that you were hoping for, or did you think that maybe they might be able to score a little bit on your defense?
We have a lot of confidence in our defense. We run a 52 defense, and it's a type of defense that will bend, and we kind of dig in when we get near our own goal line and force a turnover, which is what we did tonight.
Sounds like the Cowboys' flex defense. Is that patterned after it at all?
No, I don't think. We don't have the personnel the Cowboys do.
You could use a Randy White.
Oh, yeah, we could.
Well, congratulations. 20-8 winners tonight. You're not in the top 10. Maybe this win will put you in there next week.
Okay, I hope.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Okay, Rod.
Well, you know, Jim, not often in a high school football game is a game won on a field goal. Hollidaysburg has an excellent field goal kicker, and we'll tell you all about that when we come right back on week 3 of high school football. You stay with us.
If you're going to invest 4 years of your life in something, you want to be sure it's worth the time. St. Francis College in Loretto is worth the time. At St. Francis, you'll have the opportunity to explore new ideas and expand your horizons. You'll be challenged to grow, both mentally and spiritually, and you'll be surrounded by a personal, friendly atmosphere only a college like St. Francis can provide. If you're going to give 4 years of your life to college, give them to St. Francis, the College Among the Pines, Loretto, Pennsylvania.
What makes Dean Patterson's service department different from the others?
I'll tell you can't get better service than you get here. They're very courteous, and they weren't pushy or anything like that.
Everything was done the way they said it would be.
It's a terrific department to work with. They take care of your car. They get you in and out. It's great.
And they were real nice. Even offered to come pick it up for me at work. They do. They take care of you.
There is a difference. We call it Patterson Proud.
If you are in need of a dependable heating oil supplier, why not turn to the company that all of central Pennsylvania counts on, Martin Oil Company. You'll rest easy knowing you're being served by the largest, most diversified company in this area. Big enough to bring you low prices with their combined buying power, small enough to serve you just the way you want to be served. Martin Oil Company. There's an office near you.
Welcome back. I'm Roger Watton. Big rival game tonight in Roaring Spring. It was the Central Scarlet Dragons coming in with a 1-1 record, taking on undefeated Hollidaysburg at 2-0. Central led 13-7 at the half. Their first possession of the third quarter, and they just grinded out on the ground. They're an extremely well-coached, well-drilled running team. That's Jim Hilling with a big gainer there, and then the touchdown, Steve Swope, 28-yard TD run off the left side to make it 14-13 Hollidaysburg. But Central, extremely well coached also with Sam Metzger, and they had the passing game in gear here. John Sell to Brad Mock. What a catch. Kind of tipped it, then hauled it down. Sell again to Mock to the 11-yard line. They would score on a half-back pass. Jay Burke would go to Mock, number 37. Then, very important two-point conversion. And Sell really sold this. What a fake here. And Jay Burke for the two-point conversion. It was 21-14. Then to the fourth quarter, in the Central defense on a 4th and 4. Watson is stopped on the keeper. Here on the rollout, it's going to throw into the end zone. Central did a good job defensively. They lost 23-21. Hollidaysburg scored with 2 minutes to go, made it 21-20. I'm talking to Sam Metzger. I'm not so sure you want to hear this again. They went for 2 and missed. Still had time. Hollidaysburg got the ball back. Watson made a key completion, and then Keith Watson, with a field goal, 27-yarder, 23-21. Did you know, Coach, he had a big league leg?
Oh, yes. He's a good kicker. He had kicked for them last year, and we were well aware of his potential as a kicker, and it was sort of easy to tell that they were lining the team up by their runs and their offensive plays to get ready for the field goal, and he made it.
This is a game where you hate to see anybody lose, because you've been coaching a long time. I've seen a lot of high school football games, maybe none better than what I saw tonight.
Well, one of the goals of our program is to try and provide a good experience. We provided a good experience tonight, and it would have been a lot nicer had we won, but give Hollidaysburg credit. They're well coached. They have a good program. We're proud of our program, and it was a nice high school football game. Again, I wish we could have won.
Certainly. Their offensive line is big. I know. Yes. They have an excellent running game, and I thought your defense has got to be exhausted after a night like tonight, because they were on the field a lot, really trying to shut down that running game.
I don't know that we ever really did shut down their running game. In key situations, we were able to control it somewhat. In the end, though, they burned us with a pass, and we were there, had it defensed, and we just didn't quite make the big play at that point. But
let me ask you this. How tough do the kids take a loss like this? I mean, they played well, but still lost the game.
I think our mental attitude after the game tonight was good. Earlier in the season, we had lost to Bedford, and our mental attitude after that loss was not too good. Hollidaysburg is a good early season test. I think our players found out tonight that they can play with a good, well-coached team, and we're looking forward to the rest of the year.
I was only there for the second half, but I noticed 2 kids, and I'd like you to comment on them for me. Your quarterback, Sell, and Brad Mock.
John Sell has matured into a fine high school quarterback. I think our line protected him well tonight. He took advantage of that. And Hollidaysburg traditionally is a good defensive team, and he got the ball where it needed to be tonight. Brad made some excellent catches. Some were relatively wide open, and all he had to do was catch it. Others, a lot of concentration. Hollidaysburg defenders were there. He was still able to concentrate and hang on to the ball. And they're 2 good high school football players.
Despite the loss, thanks for coming in, and good luck next week.
Appreciate the chance to come.
No problem. Thanks for coming down. 23-21, Hollidaysburg over Central in a tremendous football game.
You had the fortunate luck to see a very good football game.
I would have liked to have seen the end of that game. We had to leave in order to get back and get this on the air, but the last 3 or 4 minutes was very exciting.
Well, there was a field goal, talking about the field goal making the difference in that game. There was a field goal in the game I had a chance to see. The only points scored in the first half in the game between Bellefonte and Huntington. Let's watch this drive. This is quarterback Doug Sieg, all 6'6" of them, scrambling for good yardage to the Huntington Bearcats.